Hello everyone and welcome back to the Longplay Club. This is the beginning of a new chapter. We are kicking off this week Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty. For the first time, we're experiencing this in our book club for games, the Longplay Club. I'm Christian Buckley. Joining me this week is another half of the Longplay Club, starting with Omar Nakri.
Hey!
What's up? How you doing?
Oh, pretty well.
Nice.
You?
Nice. I'm excited to talk about this game today, mainly because you're here and I know your history with this game.
Oh, yeah.
Which we will get to. But speaking of histories with this game, Kevin Diaz is also here. Kevin, this is your first time playing Metal Gear Solid, the series, so...
It is indeed. It is indeed. It is indeed. It is indeed. Just want to, quick shout to Sedona. I don't know if you guys know Sedona in Arizona. Do you guys know Sedona?
I don't know Sedona.
No? Okay. It's just a long story short. It's a city in Arizona that, there's some, metal alloys underneath the city that are alleged heavily to, provide healing and stuff like that. But it's known for its, very, very vibrant red rock. It looks super cool. So that's all. So shout out to Sedona. It's been in, a ton of movies, too. So that's it.
I think...
But MGS2. I'm down.
I think I saw a Scooby-Doo movie one time that took place in Arizona.
Really? I know shots of Back to the Future 3 are in Arizona as well.
All right.
But, yeah.
Worth mentioning, the final member of the Longplay Club will not be here for this episode. Jack Martin is away on business, but he will be back next week to discuss the continuing adventures of Snake in...
I heard he hates Metal Gear Solid 2.
Yeah, that's why he's not here, definitely. Yeah, no, 100%.
I mean...
He decided to skip. Absolutely why.
Well, this show is available on youtube.com/joyclicks for the video version and Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and a variety of other podcast feeds if you would like to listen to it in audio form. If you want to support the shows, you can also go to patreon.com/joyclicks. A $5 tier gets you producer credit on all of our shows like Chris Ackes and Aaron Easton. And yeah, now, like I said, same podcast feed, same show, same format. But now it's time for Metal Gear Solid 2. So I think similar to what we did with Metal Gear Solid 1, we could just... maybe go around and say our history with this specific game. Omar, if you want to start, just because I know you have a big history with this game, maybe tee up what you're looking into the most on your replay. Spoiler free, of course, because we know the game goes places. But yeah, what's your history? What's your relationship with Metal Gear Solid 2?
I don't know if I have the biggest history with it, other than I had watched my brother play a decent amount of it back in 2007 or 8, and then I ended up playing it when the HD collection came out in 2000. 11, 12? I don't know.
Right.
I feel like it changed me as a person, but I don't know. It's one of my most favorite experiences. I feel like to say anything more might be a spoiler.
That is fair.
Wow. Okay.
Because I played it in the week prior to Metal Gear Solid 5 coming out. That was I talked about it a bit on part 1 of Metal Gear Solid 1, but with the exception of the original, I've only played 2, 3, most of Peace Walker, and all of 5 within the span of 2 and 3 in the span of a week. The rest I just said in the span of maybe 6 months. But yeah, I think 2 is an exceptional standout in the series, and picking it up, I'm looking forward to seeing what's in store. Specifically, playing it sort of back to back with 1 and eventually 3, the way I did before, but now sort of blown up, giving it time to breathe, because I don't remember a ton about 2 or 3 because of the way I played them at the time. They did stick with me though. This game, I think, has some very striking moments, scenes that I will never forget, and I still can vividly remember. But I'm excited to see it again with not rushing,
A lot of Russian.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah. Kevin, what about you? I know you don't have a history with the series, but leaving Metal Gear Solid 1. Looking forward to 2. What's it been like getting ready for your expectations for this game? Because I don't know how you know anything about 2 specifically.
Wait, what? Wait, you don't know how? I know nothing about MGS2.
Okay.
Like, yeah, absolutely nothing. So playing this first episode, there's a lot of things that like I hoped for that would be after Metal Gear Solid. After playing it, seems like they are and are for sure. So very very excited about a lot of that. It's more of like a damn, like even though this is a PS2 game, I don't understand how they made it. Like the step up from the first game to the second is like really almost like it doesn't make sense. Like it doesn't make like this I think looks more like an early PS3 game, to be honest. Like that's just what I'm getting at. Like it is a definite step up, and I'm very excited to see where else we go from here. Cause yeah, it looks great. It looks great. Big fan.
I can't think of a bigger generational gap than Metal Gear Solid 1 to 2, honestly. Like the way 3 years after Metal Gear Solid 1.
How does that, how does that work? All the character models look way better. Like the animation work looks way better. Like the environments look way better. It is really really well done. It is shocking, and I could definitely see the hype like with that. So the Jokix boys over here, the panel, asked me to watch the 2000 E3 trailer to the game, which 9-minute trailer.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. And holy shit, guys, I thought a lot of those things were just like for the trailer, but I didn't realize a lot of them were in game. Like it was for real. I'm like, there's no way this game is gonna have like that level of like first person mode. You know what I'm saying? Like it looked like that, right? Like there's no way, you know, and there's no way like they're gonna look that good in like the character models in the cutscenes. Yeah, no way. And then it is. It's just like damn, that's crazy.
So you mentioned that we had you watch this trailer, right? 9 minutes long. And you watched it like right before I think you started streaming your session for this episode, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you had a lot of questions of like, what is it? Are we moving forward? Are we moving backward? What's that? Is Otacon back? Like seeing that trailer, the key things that it answered for you, like how did you feel like realizing like, oh, it's Snake and it's progressing, picking up basically pretty soon after Metal Gear Solid 1 ends?
Yeah. So when they said Otacon in the trailer, I was like, oh shit, my boy is back. So this has to be because they had first met in MGS1, and like I questioned that, but I'm like, no, like I'm pretty sure Snake meets Otacon there in MGS1, right? So that was a clear tell that okay, cool, like this is after the events of MGS1. I don't know how much time has taken place. It seems like there's been time taken, like it seems like there's definitely a time gap, but I don't know how much. I did want to know because I know you guys got a different ending for MGS1. I don't know if they were reading saves or something like that. Like I doubt it. But maybe, I don't know. But like because you guys got a different like power up, I guess you could say, in the end of MGS1, how you guys didn't end the game with Otacon, right? And how I did, and how Otacon gave me the stealth cloaking technology thing,
right?
And Snake has that in the beginning of MGS2. Does that mean that you guys had something different, or did you guys also have the cloaking technology that gets damaged in the intro of MGS2? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we had it. I think.
Oh, okay.
I think almost maybe both endings might be like kind of canon at this point, or like not.
I like the way mine flows. I like the way that Otacon gives me the cloaking technology. I have it at the beginning of the game. It gets damaged, and I'm like, okay, did it have to get damaged? You know, like I would like to use it. You know,
I think it's because it's implied basically that because this doesn't have any follow up with Meryl, right?
No.
Despite I think it being on record that the ending that Miomar and Jack got is the canon ending, but Yeah, like Otacon's still around, you know, and I think it's implied that because some of the dialogue we get through this opening segment, which we'll dive into in a second, it is implied that Snake and Otacon are teaming up because there's more work to be done, and the two of them are the ones who are most capable of taking care of these missions.
Yeah.
So like you'd assume that in our ending, he rides off of Meryl, but then something happens, something triggers an event where Snake like has to go to Otacon and be like, "Hey, so there's more stuff going on in this world. You and I gotta get back out there," you know, because he's an expert on Metal Gear. Snake is an expert on infiltrating places. So like, it makes sense, right? Like, so what happened to Meryl?
100%.
I don't know, but
I love like Otacon's the homie. Otacon, like I grew a lot of love for Otacon at the end of MGS1 for like that last episode. You know, at first it was like I don't know, but like definitely Otacon is the homie. All right, so I'm very very excited to see more of them too in the future.
For sure.
So happy that he's in MGS2. You know,
Definitely.
And I hope he's here for the long run. I don't know, guys. We'll see, but hope so.
Omar, talk to me about this intro cutscene.
Oh man, Snake jumping off that bridge.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so cool. It's just the best. Big. So, Harry Gregson Williams is the composer for Metal Gear Solid 2, I think. Compared to the first game, which was just like the Konami sound team, which I love.
Right.
But yeah, this game definitely has more of a big budget movie soundtrack, I guess, and it sounds awesome. The scene where Snake jumps off that bridge with that camo has the sickest like kind of haunting vocals come in, and then he does that like it's not a 3-point landing on the boat on the tanker, but is it a 4-pointer? I don't know. Something Matrix inspired for sure. And then there's that title card. It's just the best.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's fire as fuck.
I really love because I haven't pulled up again just because I'm scrubbing through it. Like I really love, like you mentioned, how it feels way more like a movie. Like you see in Metal Gear Solid 1, like the title card reveal and all that stuff. It's like, okay, yeah, we're going for cinematic, setup here. But this is like straight up. You could see this on like an AMC network at like 11 p.m. at night. It's like, oh, it's a dad movie or something. Like,
that's offensive, Christian.
In the best way. In the best way. I like some dad movies. All right.
Yeah. I think it's fair.
But yeah, just like the way it screams early 2000s too, with the way it's going over like all the chemistry stuff for like the title cards. Like it reminds me of like an X-Men cinematic Fast and Furious NOS going through the molecules like opening. I love it so much. It's so cool. I
think it holds up a bit better than a lot of early 2000s stuff.
Oh, it does.
But
it
I do agree. It's got that DNA.
Yes,
for sure.
So Kevin, you get through this. You see this kick-ass theme for Metal Gear Solid 2. You're hyped up.
I'm hyped.
Snake jumps down onto this tanker. Walk me through your first steps. What's it like moving a control stick and walking around in this game?
Well, I mean, before we get to that, right, we have the codec view again. And then Omar, I think I was in the chat, I was like, hey, man, move your analog sticks. I'm like, holy shit, I can move around in this shit. Oh, my God. Like, let's go. I do hope that, they keep that MGS1 codec style animations in the remake, like I hope they give a little, shout out to that, because I just think that just looks so unique and just so cool looking, know. But I get evolving in the second game, right, and like letting us use these different character models and all that. But I would like to see the OG codec get called back in the future. But I think it looks great. It was looking dope. But just what impressed me the most was, I think, Snake's character model. Like how much of a difference it is from the first game. Like it is insane. And yeah, I am playing the Blue Point remake, right? I don't know if everyone is doing that too. I'm not playing the true original MGS2. But as far as I'm aware, I mean, you guys can let me know. It's just a HD upres, right? Like, it's not like there's any work done to the actual models or anything like that. Is that true?
No, this is that game. Like, it looked
Holy
this
shit.
good. It ran this good on a PS2 in 2001. Like,
That's crazy. That's crazy.
nuts.
Yeah, 60 frames.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Holy shit. What the fuck? This looks dope. So I was like, oh man, this is fire. Even like from the rain and like the overall just effects too, like it is very, very impressive.
Mm-hmm.
How this was number one on the PS2 and number two 3 years after the first game. Like it doesn't make any sense, you know. Yeah. So it looks great. I'm still getting used to like the movement. It's very similar to MGS1, but I don't know if it's like the animations I think are either longer or just so fluid and different that I feel like I'm not timing things right sometimes. Like I feel like to knock enemies out, you know, takes a little bit longer, and I feel like that might be why it feels a little bit different. I'm not sure what there, but I'm still getting used to the movement overall in MGS2 and like how it feels to move on the sticks, but also because I'm using the sticks for the first time too. So that could be like another thing as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because on the first game, it was just a D-pad for me. So that could also be it, but it feels good. Feels good. Big fan.
I think it looks really amazing still. Like, I know we were just talking about that, but I was just playing it on the Blue Point remaster too, but like that, whatever they did with that stylization, that art style, like it just looks so good. Like all the textures look like they've been painted on. I don't know, just gorgeous.
Do we know how many years in the future this takes place from MGS1, or is that something that you guys don't want to tell me yet?
No, it's 2007, I think. So 2 years after Metal Gear Solid 1.
Okay, so MGS1 that was 2005. I remember
Yes.
we said okay, so 2007. Okay, and it says on the, I think it says that on the
select screen.
Yeah, and the select screen. Yeah, for the games. Which I don't know why they do 3 Peace Walker and then 2 from left to right. That's a weird thing.
I know why. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I know why too.
Oh shit.
Well,
damn it.
Speaking on the visuals though, because I do think, Omar, your point about just like the way they look painted on and stuff, I think you're right, and that's a good way to put it, because what I love about 1 and the translation of like the Yoji Shinkawa concept art from PS1 to PS2 is that they're still not going for realism, you know, the way that I don't think Metal Gear Solid 1 was going for realism either. Like, it looks great, it looks better than a lot of other stuff on that platform, but it's still not like, it's sort of the way that I look at the PS3, and it's like with Uncharted looks really good, but like there's a caricatureness to them, you know, that's going for a specific style. The way that here, I do think it's a good translation of that concept art, which is like infamous, you know, everybody loves all the posters for these games, and like the poster for 2 specifically, I love it. It's so clean, I love it so much.
Like the red one with the stripe on the cover.
Yeah,
like yeah, that's an incredible cover. No, yeah, I feel like the reason it's aged so well in terms of visual style is because of that stylization, right? There's a lot of early PS2 games. Honestly, I think this is still the best looking PS2 game at this point. But like, yeah, if it went for a more real thing, I think it probably wouldn't be having this conversation.
Is this the snake that's in Smash Bros?
I believe so, yeah.
It looked very similar to it, so I was like, oh, like probably this is when they added Snake to Smash, you know?
Yeah, I think, yeah, because whenever they do the reveal, like Snake as a reveal, when they did it for Ultimate also, they did like basically the iconic thing from 2 with like the malfunctioning cloaking tech. It's like it starts zapping and then it fades off. It's like, oh shit, Snake's in the game.
Yeah.
Which is very fun. But yeah, before we move on from the codec thing too, because Kevin, I'm with you. I think I do want, whenever we do get a remake, to have that classic codec that's illustrated and animated in that Yoji Shinkawa character design, because it is very iconic. And I know it was like, they did that as a compromise to like make it work and like show emotions on the PS1. But I do feel like as good as this game looks, part of the charm of the codec for me is wears off slightly. Like I still love the way it's implemented for story stuff and character stuff, and the performances I really love, but I do think translating it from the 2D animated art to 3D models that don't emote a ton, I think there is something slightly lost.
Christian, you're like right, but by the end of the game, I think you might change positions.
Sure, yeah. I think there's absolutely ways that they like play with that I enjoy, you know, from memory.
Yeah.
I do think there is a reason to do that, and I think naturally you should do that, but I don't think it's bad. I just do think you lose something, you know? You do gain stuff too, but I do think you lose part of that charm of like that feeling that Metal Gear Solid 1 has. But
yeah,
it's supplemented for a different feeling, which is equally as fun, you know?
Yeah. I don't mean to tease too hard, but
yeah. So Kevin, again, getting back into the game finally. You get to move around with the analog sticks. You get first person camera aiming. How like does it feel good to you based off of what issues you held with like combat in Metal Gear Solid 1?
I think it's just a matter of just getting used to it. I think the removal of the line for aiming at enemies, I think is sorely missed. I don't know if that's something that I can enable in settings. I haven't looked in that too deeply, but and they give you a lot of setting questions that I had a hard time understanding. Like, I don't know what difference between like radar type 2, you know, type 1 or etc. what it is. I don't know what tanker and the thing is. Like, yeah, like it was those two selections too. There was a lot of questions that I did not know what they were actually asking me, and the description was pretty vague. Like, so stuff like that. I was like, I don't. I guess I'll just do default everything. I guess I don't know, but yeah, like I missed the line to not have to aim down sight in first person view. Also, in first person, how your gun doesn't show up unless you're shooting. Like, I could really use that gun even when I'm not shooting to help me actually aim at it. But I know pretty much it's like the middle of the screen you kind of got to get to, you know, like to aim at a target in first person. I found that I kind of had to make sure they were center of the screen and then shoot. So my gun will pull up, and I hope that it lines up with what I'm wanting to aim at. But yeah, just little things like that. But
is there auto aim at all for you in the first person mode for you? Because like I'm playing, admittedly, I kind of woke up too late and had to scramble together, and I just pressed very easy. So forgive me, I might switch to easy next week. Who knows?
No, I did very easy as well. I think that like I really want to focus on, of course, like the lore and the story of this game franchise, and like I can get the gameplay right, like in a very easy mode. Like I can understand what they're going for gameplay wise. I feel like, you know, for the most part, right? So I feel like I don't necessarily need to play on like easy or normal. I'm just gonna do very easy from here on out. You know, I think that's what I'm gonna do as well. But
yeah, because like, go ahead.
I was gonna say I feel like at least I'm very easy in my point in first person mode. There's like a pretty significant aim assist when you go in there and you're like kind of near an enemy. Like it just straight up drags the gun over to aim at the person, I think. I don't know if you noticed that, or
maybe. I don't know. Okay. I mean, I did. So to kind of like talk about that a little bit, we're gonna jump ahead just a little into. Well, Christian, do you want to say what you were saying first?
Sure. I was gonna just back you up because I think, yeah, playing these games on very easy. I don't think, like, I like stealth games a lot, and I think that the stealth mechanics of Metal Gear Solid are engaging and fun, but I don't know if you gain or lose anything by different difficulties. I really don't. Like,
I think, I mean, I'm saying this out of a place of I haven't even tried it because I've always been a story heavy guy.
Right.
But I think there is a lot of respect out there for like playing Metal Gear Solid on like harder difficulties.
Sure, yeah.
Like, I think it does force people to engage with a lot of its systems in a way that we might be ignoring a lot of. But I think it's fine for us in terms of a first playthrough and story. And to me personally, the gameplay isn't what Metal Gear is about. But
yeah,
I know to some people it really is.
Right. That's what I was going for more, because like I think in the case of Metal Gear, at least like the early entries, as someone who's only again played most of them one time, I think what's interesting most often is the scenario they present for gameplay more than the actions you're doing moment to moment. Where like I think it won't influence your opinion on the game one way or the other, is what I'm saying. If you play on easy versus hard for like what you're trying to get out of this experience, based on specifically with Kevin, like your history with Kojima games of Death Stranding and like what you liked there, looking here, like to me, and again this is based on memory, I think Metal Gear Solid 5 is really the only one where like I'm mainly there for the gameplay and like what little tidbits there are about the rest of the series that I love. Where here I've noticed it's like, yeah, it's like still just reiterating on and improving on things from Metal Gear Solid 1. So like, I don't even know if like there's a significant difference between very easy versus normal. Like I hear what Omar's saying about like the hardcore difficulties, which I definitely think is respectable, because with something like The Last of Us, if you play it on anything lower than Survivor, it's a different experience from if you play it on Survivor, because Survivor, you don't have the like the Witcher vision, you don't have that, and it's like one hit kills. So like there is listen mode. It's like it makes you play the game in a different way, and you can get more things out of it. But I do think that like if you were playing on normal anyway, it would just really be inflating your time, probably.
Yeah, like, and MGS5, and like as we get to the more modern games, I think I'll be more comfortable playing on normal for sure. Like MGS5, I'm definitely not gonna play that on very easy or easy. If there is an easy or very easy mode, I'm gonna play on normal, and just do it like if it came out today, because that's like the most modern MGS that we have so far.
Sure.
And like, yeah. So, but I think for these older titles, I'm just gonna stick with very easy and just roll with that. What was it? Oh, okay. So I have a comparison to make between easy and very easy. So when I first started the stream, I did easy because I was like, I'm not gonna do very easy. I think we'll go with easy, right? So we got to the I forgot her name, Olga fight. So we're gonna skip a little bit ahead here. So while I was doing that fight on easy, it took me a little bit longer, and she was honestly just bouncing between two different boxes, like two different points of cover, and it took me a while to take her out on easy, right? But then I died shortly after that, and I forgot to save, and my dumbass hit exit instead of continue. So we lost like an hour of progress there, but we regained it in like 15 minutes because it's not that long of a section,
right?
To get to that fight. So when I got there, I switched it to very easy because I just wanted to just catch up. And like, you know what? We're here for the story mainly. Okay, I'm not gonna like sit here and like just spend too much time on a higher difficulty level. So we went to very easy, but this fight played out a lot differently than the first one did. Like she was moving around, she like unhooked the tarps, she turned the lights over and like blinded me and then stuff like that. And I'm like, wait, she did not do that when I was on easy. So like, I don't know if that's like a difficulty reason or it didn't load those things in the PlayStation when I was on easy. So that was a difference that I think I should probably note here that I was intrigued about. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure what the deal was with that, but
I think I would play these games on normal if I wasn't so scared of like boss fights in general. I feel like there's probably cases in Metal Gear Solid where the boss fights can be a total cheese fest or something, or maybe too OP on normal.
Yeah.
But I feel like the regular stealth gameplay is like fine for the most part. But yeah, that tarp bit in the Olga fight, just want to point that out. That looked so good. That tarp flowing in the wind.
It does, man.
Yeah, it's just
I was like, holy shit. Yeah. And like the fight was easier. She was just trying to like throw me off in different ways than the first fight on easy. And I was like, huh, okay, that's interesting. You know,
was that because maybe did you like get to the same like was her health bar as depleted before you died on easy? Like did you get to those?
Yeah, yeah. On easy, I got through that fight. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It just took longer. I think she used up one of my rations. On the second time on very easy, I didn't use up any of my rations with that, but yeah, like there were just totally different animations and things that she was doing in that fight that I thought was interesting, you know. But now I'm thinking like, okay, like is it a Kojima ass thing? Like, does the game know that you played this before and then throws different things at you? You know, I'm like, there's no way because there's not even a save.
No, I feel like that could have been a glitch you encountered on the first.
Yeah,
I think it wants you to see that.
It must have been, yeah.
Yeah, because like,
yeah, it must have been.
I think Omar's right, where it's like, it might have just been not even like an RNG thing, because that's not involved with the fight, but I think you might have just like bugged out or something. So it was probably a good thing that you died, honestly.
Cool.
Was there anything that stood out on, I mean, especially because you had to replay it, like did you find the like the bikini model in the lockers when you were looking through some of the areas or anything like that?
I didn't find the bikini model. I remember seeing a dead body in a locker near the engine room. There's a body that falls out of it. Wait, why was that body there? Oh, I know why it was there now. Maybe. Okay, yeah, okay. That makes no more sense. What else did I find? Not much. No. At least things that I didn't. I know Otacon kept telling me that I could shoot one of the pipes that is bursting off steam, but I never did that. I never really paid attention to that. Yeah, so there was that, but other than that, like working your way up to the Olga fight, I didn't find anything like too crazy. At least, you know.
Omar, on a revisit, do you feel like you like got through the tanker section missing certain things? Because like this was a demo, right? Like this entire sequence was a demo. And
really?
Yeah, the tanker sequence was the demo that they shipped with Zone of the Enders. So
so is that why you can skip it in the game's menu?
Oh, can you?
I believe so. Yeah,
is that what that means? Like the tanker plus whatever?
Yeah, you do the tanker at the plants next week. I honestly don't know. I was honestly considering trying to play that demo for this week's episode to see like if it was the same thing. But I must assume it's probably missing some story beats. I don't know. I'll have to check it out. But yeah. Sorry, what were you talking about? If I noticed anything,
I was gonna say because like the way I was like thinking about it is like, hey, so this was a sequence that they chunked out and they gave to players to like mess with and replay, and I'm wondering. You make a good point of like maybe there's some differences, but I'm wondering if there's just so many like hidden things in here that you can like do without the game necessarily telling you, or like mechanically that's just like we're included in this sequence for the demo mainly, and were remained in the main game, but just to like show people like what the power of the PS2 and all that stuff. Because like I feel like there's so much stuff that can be missed here that I don't think there's any way you can like get through all of it and find all the secrets and all that stuff.
It's pretty dense. I think it was probably mostly just included for people to see like what the gameplay Metal Gear is about for the most part, or two, because like there is a simple pleasure to going into first person mode and tranking people. I feel like, and then dragging their body to get a ration out or something is so much fun. There's also like I mean I always heard the thing that in Metal Gear Solid 2 you can see the ice cubes melting. So you know that the crew lounge or something I went there and I saw like there was a glass of whiskey and some ice cubes in it, and I looked at that for like a minute and I didn't see anything melt. So, and that was the one thing I tried to do.
Maybe it's real time.
Maybe it is. Yeah, I'll give it another go. But no, I did. I mean, I saw the bikini model, and then I went in that locker and tried to initiate something, but nothing happened.
Wait, is it like a literal person, or is it just like a picture?
It's a poster.
Just a photo, yeah.
Oh, a poster. Okay.
Yeah. Because I don't remember. This isn't like a spoiler or anything. It's just like a mechanical thing. Omar, was this the game where you have like magazines that you can like bait people with, or is
yes.
that okay? This is this one.
Yes, this is this one.
Okay. So yeah, the tanker has a lot of stuff to mine through. Were there any other final thoughts on Olga before, or was there anything before Olga? Because I know Kevin brought that up as like a talking point, but
I'm trying to think. Wait, shit, did we kill her? No, we didn't kill her.
You tranked her, I think.
Yeah. She just, but
she was on that tanker when it went down. Probably, I don't know.
Yeah, and then there's her dad, the colonel, which I thought was the colonel, but the Russian colonel. Yeah, I don't know. I thought there was something about her that I wanted to ask, but I forgot.
Was it? Did you maybe see a piece of her in the art for Metal Gear Solid 2, or was that?
Is that her in the art?
Never mind.
Like, I don't. No, like it was something that I think she said, but
she's pregnant.
That too. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So she is pregnant. That was the thing they definitely made very apparent. I thought she was cool though. I thought that she was cool for sure.
If we're curious, I looked up differences between difficulties, so I can rattle off some of them.
Sure.
So on harder difficulties in Sons of Liberty, there's extra guards, paths may be blocked off, more damage taken per hit, enemies have higher life and stamina, less time for certain timed events. I'm skipping over a couple things. Button presses are faster, like they require you to be faster. Less room for quantity of ammo and items. Guards will wake up faster. That's about it.
It's a very dynamic game.
Yeah.
Is there a difficulty option European Extreme listed there?
I do not see that, no.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. For some reason, this game's like hardest difficulty is called European Extreme. I have no idea why. Honestly, I think someone was trying to tell me that at one point, maybe it's because like it got a re-release in Europe and they added a more extreme mode, and that's it. But I always thought maybe Kojima thought Europeans were extreme. I don't know.
Liquid, man. Liquid's out there.
Yeah.
It's got that accent.
Yeah, we got some thoughts about Liquid. I got some questions with the cabinet.
Can I
go ahead, Omar?
I was just saying I wanted to mention the graphics just one more time.
Sure.
Because I forgot. But like you saw me play some of Metal Gear Solid, the Twin Snakes recently.
Yes.
Which is remake of Metal Gear Solid 1 on the same engine as Metal Gear Solid 2, made by Silicon Knights. So that's a studio in America, not Kojima Productions. And I think despite the GameCube being more powerful hardware, the art doesn't hold up in Twin Snakes. I think it just feels like it's a difference in I don't know, artists between the two studios, because Metal Gear Solid 2 looks so good on this engine, but Twin Snakes kind of looks like mediocre, I feel like. But
yeah, like
2 is this like vibrant thing. I don't know.
Snake looks worse in Twin Snakes, I think.
Yeah.
Like
no, for sure. The character models is a good point. Like, yeah, they look terrible in Twin Snakes, but here they look fabulous.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought that up too, because I was able to like watch some of Twin Snakes and like see like getting into this and seeing it, I was like, oh, I thought it was going to be the same Snake model. I just completely forgot like that it was like no, it's different. So
I don't think they wanted to share assets. Maybe
yeah, that's so weird.
Yeah.
Oh, so Twin Snakes uses this engine, but they don't use the same assets?
No, a lot of the times they don't.
Interesting.
Like,
interesting. I feel like you might as well. right?
They share mechanics, but that's really it. So
damn, now I kind of wanted to play MGS. Nah, wait. Do they have the same codec as MGS2, or do they keep the MGS1 codec?
MGS1 codec. Those ports.
Oh, they have the MGS1 codec, but just the
re-recorded though, I think, right?
It is re-recorded.
Yeah.
It's a weird thing.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Never mind.
So is there anything else we want to mention about the tanker before we get to our old friend Ocelot?
Did you guys go up and climb up the ship pole thing? The antenna,
No, I don't
I
think
guess.
so.
I found a wet box up there. That I'm like, okay, like maybe I can use that box when I'm outside the tanker. And then I found a different box kind of near the I guess the control center of the ship.
Mm-hmm.
Right. It's the area right before you fight Olga in that captain's quarters thing. Yeah, so I found a box near there and a wet box up top on the antenna type thing.
So like a cardboard box?
Yeah. And I'm assuming because it's no.
Okay.
I haven't used the boxes yet, but I assume the wet box would be when I'm outside because it's raining.
Okay.
That was my assumption, but I have not used it yet. Ooh, small thing. I like the chafe grenades now that they I feel like now they show you a time limit on when your radar will come back.
Yeah, that's neat.
And how long. That's really nice. That's neat to know. Suppose it being kind of random. It feels a little bit longer in this game. Maybe it feels longer because I have a gauge on when exactly it's going to run out. Maybe, but feels good. Feels good.
Kevin, I watched a decent chunk of your stream last night where you played this game for the first time, and you were so excited when the chafe grenade made that sound. I think.
Yeah, I'm really happy that they're keeping on the sounds. Yeah, it's like there's. I'm a big sound dude when it comes to games. You know what I'm saying? I really like hearing the Mar for 2 hit marker is forever in my mind. You know what I'm saying? There are certain just audio cues that I really tie into the experience. So I hope that they keep that throughout the entire, because I would fucking hate it if they changed any of those sounds. You know,
dude, I feel
I would hate it.
This is Kojima's thing. I feel is having that same sound palette. Even Death Stranding has similar sounds to some of the stuff. I can't remember anything right now, but I feel there were cases where I was wouldn't Konami be mad about this? I don't know.
Definitely after MGS, I want to go back to Death Stranding and see the MGS-ness in Death Stranding, for sure.
We should do that.
No, yeah, we joked about it last week. I think that's a fair thing to do. I think that might be interesting.
Really
Jack's first playthrough of it. I can't.
Yeah, I completely forgot he hasn't played it. But yeah, Omar, I think you're right, because definitely I think that Death Stranding might carry over something that it's to trying to grab at something. I think it does sound like, when you maneuver through the menu in Metal Gear and then you land on something to select, and it has that sort of plastic locking in sound.
Yeah.
I feel like that's all over Death Stranding. I feel like that's everywhere. So yeah, it's really cool. The alert sound too, all the stuff that they carry over. It's really nice.
Which also I knew the alert sound before we started this whole thing. I guess that was so what it was the salute meme. I think that's all I said, but also the alert sound I knew the alert sound.
The exclamation point, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Did you not ever hear the codec sound before? You probably must have. I feel at one point it was a big ringtone for people.
I don't think so. But okay. I know which tone you're talking. The phone sounding ring. Yeah.
That was the most downloaded ringtone. I feel for so long, or maybe not the most, but a popular one.
You know how in the old times GameStop used to have the door that opens and then the sound effect?
Yeah.
I feel it's a huge. I feel that would have been everywhere. I don't know why nobody did that. Because I've been to gas stations that do the sonic ring sound when you check out in a gas station. But yeah, you have a good point. That sound is iconic. The codec ring is I think you're right. When iPod touches were a thing and all that stuff, I feel that sound effect was all over the App Store.
Shout out to the iPod Touch.
Yeah.
Shout out to the iPod Touch.
One thing that I wanted to shout out also in this week is like more diversity in enemy types, because like we have like the riot shield guys.
Yeah, dude, those are cool as fuck.
Yeah, so like it's giving you more like challenge, I guess, moment to moment of like maneuvering through a room the way that I think stealth games that apply that with as you progress, and again, this is like week 1, but as you progress, throwing the same enemy but like varied with a shield or like a stun baton or something like that. Like Arkham does this, Spider-Man did it also. That's less stealth, but Arkham makes you like think about how you approach everything. And in here, it's like, hey, you're gonna have a much easier time. Well, regardless if you go first person, taking out people, but specifically with the riot shields, you know, it's like there is that window, there is that opening you can find. And I'm struggling to remember if they continue to evolve that throughout the game, but that's something I want to pay attention to, I think.
The different enemy types?
Yeah. So.
I did not fight the riot shield guys. I kind of just let them pass. I was being very sneaky. You know what I'm saying? But is there a way to get behind someone and choke them out? I know I asked Omar, and Omar didn't know as far as I was aware, but I was just taking them out, and on very easy, they just need 3 hits and then they're knocked out. On easy, it was like 3 hits. They would get up. I would hit them one more time, then they were knocked out. So now there shouldn't be a problem of like, because on easy I would hit them, then they would get up, say like a word on the radio, and then they'd be knocked out. And because they're higher up, whatever, heard that one word, they would send more guards in. That was happening a lot less on very easy because I would just knock them out. But I wanted to know if like there was a way to choke them out, you know?
Yeah, because I know Jack mentioned in Metal Gear Solid 1 that it was tied to square. Because like I think circle was CQC and then square was like grabbing and then choking out. From a
I think that.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say there's definitely a way to do it. I just don't know.
Yeah, from a quick game fact, somebody says press square to choke. Doing it 3 to 4 times will subdue. You can also press it 5 times the moment you grab them and walk a bit with them in your arms, and they'll go to sleep. So
I will try that.
Yeah,
okay, I'll try it.
You probably still have to sneak up. I don't know if it'll work like mid fight, but
yeah,
that's probably your best bet. Because I think that worked for me towards the end of Metal Gear Solid 1. Like, I remembered what Jack said, and I tried that a couple times, and it helped. So,
did you ever sneak up behind a guy and put up the gun in first person and make him say freeze? Make Snake say freeze?
No, you can do that.
Yeah. So, if you're like
Bro.
a foot, 2 feet away from a person and they haven't detected you yet, and then you pull out your gun in first person mode, Snake will go freeze, and it's awesome.
That's sick.
Very cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of oh, go ahead.
Just like one quick, there is no way to have the gun pulled up in first person even when you're not shooting, right? Like that's just not
like you press holding down the shot button. Like you mean like?
I mean, like, is there a way to show the gun model to help you aim at a person in first person without having to shoot that gun yet?
Yes.
Does that can you line up your shot? You know.
Kind of like I think this might be an issue with the remaster because like on the PS2 and PS3 versions, like the DualShock has analog, so you can pull out your gun, but it's very easy to let go of the square button and release the gun without firing. Would that help you? Or because what I do is I'm playing on an Xbox, so I don't have analog buttons either. And what I do is I have the gun out, and to stop it from firing, I pressed the R2 button to get the codec out, to get the thing out. Or no, I let go of R1, and then I press the R2 to go back to my weapon select and press none, and then Snake will put down the gun without firing. If that makes sense.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, like when you're holding down R1, right? And you're just holding down R1, it just goes into first person, even when the gun is equipped. right? So, but even when it's equipped, it's just the first person view. He doesn't pull out his gun and shoot until you press square.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm wondering if there's a way for him to have his gun out in view in that first person view, so I can aim it and then shoot it like a traditional first person shooter. You know, that's what I was wondering.
Wait, are you not firing shots at first person mode? Or
I am.
No.
I am.
Okay.
Kevin, I think at least with the pistol, I'm pretty sure like if you're in first person mode and you're holding it, you're not shooting it yet, but the gun is up, and then when you release, then you shoot it.
When you're holding square?
Yeah.
Okay, so you hold R1 to go in the first person view. Then you hold square down, but don't release it. Releasing it, he will shoot.
Yeah, like that's how it works.
Square down.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That's how it works in Metal Gear Solid 1 also. Like if you hold square with a pistol, it'll aim it, and then it'll do a lock on if you have that enabled, and then once you release, then you fire the gun.
Okay, I need to okay. That's something I've never All right. That's okay. That's a game changer. Okay, we're gonna remember that. Okay, got it. Again, weird controls, but it's all right.
Yeah,
it's all right.
I think one of the things I love about this sequence is like the recon portion of it. Like when you're sneaking through the drones of soldiers, and then you have to like go take pictures of everything.
I loved that part, guys. That shit was fire. Yeah. I liked it a lot. I was a big fan of that.
I really wish more stealth games would make you do recon like that. Like I can think like Assassin's Creed did it a little bit in the earlier entries where you have to like stealth it out, but this is like actually like you're sneaking, you're going to an objective, you gotta take pictures of all the assets. Like the only other game I can think that literally did that, like a 1-to-1 comparison, is like Sly Cooper 2. Like you have to set up at the beginning of the whole job, like you sneak into this place undetected, then you got to take pictures of all the assets the enemy has. I love that about this, because it truly feels like you're going through like an espionage thing of like, hey, the goal here isn't to like start a war or anything. You're going in, you're doing reconnaissance, and then you're trying to assess the situation after the fact, which and playing through that I think is really, really fun and highlights the stealth.
There was a game made by I think his name is Ryan Patton. I don't know. He did the localization for Metal Gear Solid 4, and his most recent project was Iron Man VR. I think he directed that.
Oh well.
But yeah, he was pretty deep in Kojima Productions for a time, and then he left at some point to make his own thing, which was a game called Republic. It was a Kickstarter thing. Yeah. Which I'm pretty sure that game was all about just taking photos of stuff and being stealthy. So, nice. Yeah, cool idea for sure. I agree. Right before the sequence, do you remember when you're like behind the screen? And these enemies come charging in? Do you have to kill them all just with the USP? Do you just have to gun them down? Because that's what I did. I just murdered.
That's what I did too. I just started just going off on the beat.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a way out of that other than brute force. Like if there is,
I would assume there'd be a no kill way to play this game, but that sequence, I just feel like you gotta kill him.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Good point. Yeah, and then we get the homie. Which, why did that guard let me go in? Are you allowed to answer that? If not, we can move on.
Did the guard let you in?
A guard sees Snake open the door and go in, and like, it's the dude that, it's the guard that Revolver Ocelot shot. You know, point blank. It was really weird. Like this guard like sees me turn the corner and then continues to watch me as I go through this door. And then like it seems like he's gonna follow me or either close the door, and then Revolver Ocelot pulls up and then kills him.
I know Ocelot killed that guy, but I don't remember him seeing Snake walk in.
Yeah.
But
really? I thought it was pretty clear. Wait.
You can pull it back up, but I don't remember like specific. Maybe it's just presented in a weird way that it could be seen like that, but I don't remember Snake being seen.
Maybe. I could have swore he like was eyeballing me as I did all that.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, that's kind of weird, but
so seeing Ocelot though, like he's the loose thread of Metal Gear Solid 1, right? Like Psycho Mantis dead, Vulcan Raven eaten alive.
Yeah.
No, Vulcan Raven was right here actually.
Oh, mm-hmm.
I forgot about that. Did you see what is it? You open up a room and Snake goes Raven,
Mm-hmm.
and
it's by the engine room. Yeah, it's like that shadow.
And then you go and it's just a stupid action figure, right?
Yeah.
Like Raven, it's straight up just Raven on the ground.
Uh-huh.
It's awesome.
Yeah, that's very cool.
So no, I believe they used that in the trailer too, right? For Metal Gear Solid 2?
I think so.
Or yeah, I feel like that was one thing pre-release people knew, like, okay, so Raven's coming back.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
But as far as
I forgot where we left off with. Go ahead. Yeah,
I was gonna say all of Foxhound by the end of Metal Gear Solid 1, with the exception of Ocelot, we see them die. You know, Ocelot. I think the last thing we see from him is pre-morph keys in the room with Liquid when he's talking about how the plan changed and like he wants to put the spotlight back on Mother Russia or something. I forget like what he's saying specifically, but
yeah,
something about objectives changing. Oh, and of course at the end of the credits, you know, we get the dialogue with Ocelot, Mr. President, Solidus having a conversation together. Ocelot basically saying some cagey things. I don't remember what he says exactly. I don't want to repeat it for fear of maybe saying the wrong thing. But yeah.
There's a lot in that speech the Marines guy is giving.
Mm-hmm.
That if you do that sequence too fast, you miss out a lot of it. Mm-hmm. And I definitely missed a lot of it.
Yeah,
but he's saying some stuff about like George Sears and the president before him, and I'm like, don't even know. Did you pick up on any of it, or
no? I didn't notice that.
Okay,
it was going that fast. But
no, there was one thing I feel like we should probably note is that they brought in a new president just after Shadow Moses or during Shadow Moses' whole incident.
Mm-hmm.
Shadow Moses, that isn't MGS1, right? That's before.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what they're referring to.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because I was okay. Let me ask the guys. Either they're talking about MGS1 and that whole event, or Metal Gear, the previous two games before MGS1. Okay, so they are talking about MGS1 there. Okay, got it. Okay.
Yeah. Shadow Moses Island is where Metal Gear Solid 1 takes place. That's the name of the island. That's the name of the base. Like that's where all that goes down.
Okay.
Pre Metal Gear Solid 1, the only I think names that are gonna have relevance are Outer Heaven and Big Boss.
Okay.
I think that's all you have to take out of those originals.
I had a dumb realization about Big Boss this week.
What's up?
He's just called that because he was like the boss of the NES game. He was the final enemy.
Yeah.
I just never knew that. Like, it makes so much sense, but I guess for me, I've always just known him as a steep character in the lore. But when they made that game, Kojima was like, "No, he's the big boss. He's the guy."
Yeah, that's a good point. I never thought of it that way either. But you're completely right. That's where the name came from.
Yeah, right. It's fucking crazy. He's the best soldier, but I don't know, madman.
So. Leaving off with Metal Gear Solid 1, kind of sort of forgetting that Ocelot has a way out of Shadow Moses, and then we get a tease of him at the end of the game. Seeing him here, I love how he's introduced here.
He's got two arms.
He does.
What the fuck's going on there?
Yeah. What's up?
I have many. Hold on. Okay. I did not realized that he didn't have a fucking arm in the first. Did he have an arm in the first one?
Well, it got cut off where the hand did. Maybe it's the hand.
From homie.
Jaeger chops it off like he's Luke Skywalker.
Oh shit, that's right. Okay. So so his other arm, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's Liquid's arm. I'm not looking at y'all. I'm not looking, but is that Liquid's arm? But if you can't tell me that, that's fine.
Why would you think it's Liquid's arm?
Because Liquid starts fucking talking through his voice. I'm like, wait, okay, so like, is his like essence? Is that even not?
Also, it definitely seems like Liquid's talking.
Liquid is definitely talking, but like, it switches. Like, it's almost like Liquid is like trying to take control of like Ocelot's body or some shit like that, or vice versa. I assume it'd be Liquid taking over Ocelot's body, you know, and like using him as a conduit. But what the fuck? Like, I don't really get it.
Are you sure it's Liquid though? Like, are you sure that's him, or do you think like Ocelot just had like a voice crack or something? Like, are you sure that it was Liquid's voice?
I mean, Snake's like Liquid, and then it goes to British accent randomly, you know, when they were talking. So,
do you think that this is like something tied to him, or do you think it's something tied to Snake? Because like Snake, remember, is like on a clock. Is this a side effect or something? You know, he's still got Fox.
Oh, like
kicking around,
of a Fox. Okay, yeah.
Like,
okay.
Could this also be? Could this be Ultimate Double Agent Ocelot just making a funny voice?
But then why did the arm grow? Like hella.
Dude, they got some crazy.
And then why did he bite it? He like bit the arm low key or like did something. I don't know, man. I don't know, guys. So like I don't even know how to refer to this gentleman. I'm gonna say Ocelot, but like
just call him Shalashaska, you know?
Yeah, which that came out of nowhere. I guess if that was in MGS1, I forgot that other name.
Yeah, okay, I think they revealed that during a torture sequence, maybe?
Yeah, he's like...
Yeah.
Okay.
I love the way he says it in Metal Gear Solid. He's like, Shalashaska.
Yeah. I guess I just totally forgot that Shalashaska name, but...
Yeah.
So, I'm assuming that I'm not allowed to know what's actually going down yet, right? Like...
I mean, we're not withholding any information.
Yeah, we're not.
I mean, if we're trying to preserve the flower that's been untouched by MGS lore and plot, then sure. But I have many questions.
I just
so that but then it's like, okay, so like because Liquid, the last time we saw him, he I think was dead. He died from Fox Die right there in front of us, right? So I mean,
and clearly, like this man, that is Ocelot. That looks like Ocelot.
As far as I'm aware, yeah, definitely. But then there's an arm shit that I assume is Liquid's arm.
It can't be Decoy Octopus. He died. So,
and like, think about this, dude. Frank Yeager, Cyborg Ninja, dude died. Dude died and got a new life through technology. So like, who's to say that Ocelot just can't get a new arm? You know, like. I think the game and like nanomachines, you know, there's a lot of technology that's pretty advanced.
I mean, yeah, but like
these two games, that could.
I'm assuming that the arm is tied to Liquid. I think.
Okay.
Because I don't have a lot to go. Because when I think Snake points out like, "Yo, you have an arm, bro. What to do?" And then Liquid starts talking, and it's like, "Oh shit, okay, well, arm, Liquid." Did Ocelot go and like, you know, take Liquid's arm off his body at the end of MGS1 on Shadow Moses? Like, is that what's going on? I have many questions.
How would an arm like have his soul in it?
Bro, that's what I'm asking. Yo, I don't
Kevin,
know.
Like,
is that what is happening?
It sounds like, think about what you're saying. It sounds a little ridiculous, dude. Like,
I mean, listen,
like, you know,
Kojima explained to me how an ID card can transmit a signal through the salt of my body. So.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
Kevin.
It does. You explained the science of that to us. You did.
Right.
But like, I think you might be reading into it a little. Like, look at. I don't want to like paint your expectations or anything, but like, look at the entire existence of Ocelot in Metal Gear Solid 1, right? He's introduced, he has a history with Big Boss, he has a history with this entire Foxhound thing. he's playing with Snake in that fight. Like, he clearly doesn't get bested by Snake. Like, it's kind of an even draw, and then Jaeger shows up. And then he's toying with him when he's doing the torture. He's toying with him the entire thing. At the end of the game, him and Liquid, they both know Snake's outside, so they're just like, they're playing with him to manipulate him. Like, Snake is infiltrating this place that Ocelot is spearheading right now.
Oh wait, no. Then there's also Otacon says that, oh yeah, someone's listening into our calls. Let's just continue to fucking talk. Like what? Like there's also that like some. So I assume that it was Ocelot listening in to Otacon and Snake talk.
Yeah, like
codec.
What I'm building towards is like Ocelot has a history of just messing with Snake to manipulate him to get the upper hand. So like, don't you think that if Snake is trying to be sneaky and stealth through this base, and then something gets tripped up, and then Ocelot knows he's there, he'd just go off and like do an impression of his dead brother to be like, he just get inside his head? You know?
No, I think
Snake's kind of a fool. We talked about that a lot.
Yeah,
Snake's kind of dopey. He doesn't really know what's going on the whole time. I think he could get manipulated pretty easily.
I think it's time for another note card.
Okay.
The soul of Liquid resides in his arm, which is now connected to Ocelot.
Kojima's crazy, man, but he's not that crazy.
I'm gonna date it. Okay, right. 2/18/21. All right, we're gonna just add that to the MGS. Oh, I still. Oh, wait, let's look at the time thing again. Okay, so we are moving forward. Hell yeah, that is cool. That is cool.
Yes.
All right, carry on, gentlemen. Yeah. I was like, yo, are they gonna make us fight at Metal Gear? First, I was like, "Oh shit! Oh, I have a trank gun and I have a pistol. This is not gonna go well." I'm like, okay, Kev. Like, remember? Okay, go under. Go through the legs, shoot him from behind, through the legs. Behind. I was ready, and then we don't, which is fine. But
what'd you think of that design, Metal Gear Ray?
I loved it. I liked it a lot. It looked cool.
Me too. I think it looks so cool.
I
love Rex.
It like
Ray.
It just has like because like the first one looked kind of like a T-Rex.
Yeah.
But then this one has a lot of like curvature. It looks kind of like what the fuck is a ray?
Like a wyvern, like a dragon type thing, maybe.
No, there was. I was thinking of like a ocean animal. Some
Lugia.
Like a ray. No, like not like a real life animal that we know.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Whatever.
I honestly don't know. I mean, we know it's amphibious, so I'm definitely thinking marine stuff, but I can't think of anything that looks like that.
Like,
I mean,
when I look at Metal Gear Ray, I just see the year 2000. I don't know what it is. Like, it feels like such a thing where it's like, oh, it's like curved now. It's sleek. It's like a navy jet blue black thing. Like, it's got all this stuff. Yeah. It's just like, oh, this is the year 2000 in every sense.
When I think of Metal Gear Ray, Christian, I think of the year 3000. That's the future right there.
Fire.
Very fair.
Looks too cool.
So, go ahead, Omar.
I was gonna say, brought to you by the beautiful PS2 Emotion Engine. It can do curves now. Yeah. So sick. Like, love it.
Yeah. Kevin, were you disappointed that you didn't get to fight Metal Gear out the gate, or what were we thinking?
A little bit relieved, but like also like, oh man, like it would have been kind of cool to like figure out how to fight this thing, And the other U.S. soldiers were doing a good job with their grenade launchers. Shout out to them. They were definitely put up a fight. The voice actor for the I don't know what title he held. Like it's like the head that was giving the speech. Him, I forgot his name. His voice actor sounded very familiar too, but yeah. I guess more like relief, but like okay, like now I like where we're at right now. Okay, so Ocelot took a Metal Gear. He said, and like I guess he turns out like he was working with the Russians, but then turned on them and said, "Nah, I'm gonna take it for myself." LMAO, like
No,
you know,
he's taking it back for the Patriots, right? I think he says.
yeah. For the oh, is that what he was talking about in the first game? Like, is he bringing it back to like help reinstate that like that like warrior culture? Is that what he was talking about kind of there? Like, is that what he meant by the Patriots?
I'm not sure.
I think what you're referring to in one, I think is just them. I think that was mainly Liquid and Liquid talking about like wanting to recreate Big Boss's dream of Outer Heaven, where it's like that's the civilization where soldiers are treated like gods. Like that is what I think that was Liquid's thing, and then I believe Ocelot was like. I'm a little hazy because it's been a couple of weeks, but I do think towards the end of one, he's saying something to the effect of like, "Oh, I thought we wanted to work with the Russians. I was under that idea for the past 24 hours of this hostage situation," and then like I think he was a little surprised from memory, like when Liquid was like, "Oh yeah, screw the Russians. This is all about Outer Heaven now." Like, I think he was. But again, at the end of the credits, he was like clearly playing something else. It was like, okay, he really had like a galaxy brain look at everything, and Liquid didn't even know that he was on that level.
Which is like, why would he then put Liquid's arm on him? Like, did he even give a shit about Liquid?
I don't think like they're coworkers, right? Like I would never replace my lost arm with one of I liked my coworkers, but I wouldn't do
what
that.
The fuck is with the arm though, y'all? I'm being for real.
Like, if you, Kevin, do you not think that if you got, like, surgically implanted with a new arm, it would bother you? Like, maybe he just bit it because it was itchy or something. You know? He's a rough guy.
It, like, doubled in size, like, dead ass. Like, what? Oh, my God.
But why would Liquid's arm do that?
I don't know, bro. I mean, I don't know, bro. And there was tattoos on it too. I don't remember him having. I mean, granted, I don't think I saw a good look at his arm.
Like Raven had tattoos. I don't think anybody else on Foxhound did.
Dude, if Ocelot started talking like Raven, that would be such a problem.
Raven did have tattoos. Raven did. Wait a minute.
Raven got teased on this base.
Damn, could it be Raven? I mean, because we did kind of like hallucinate.
Bring that note back out. Time to make an edit.
Shit, no, I'll just make a new one. Okay, Raven? Question mark? I don't fucking know.
Okay. The Marine guy. I don't know why I don't know what his position is. Also mentions. Oh no, the Lale Lulalo.
Yeah.
Or it can't be.
Yeah.
So there's our first mention of that.
Yep. First.
Right, that's it.
No, that is. It is.
Okay.
It is. I just think it was funny to present it that way.
Isn't it in the first game too? Don't they say Lale Lulelo at some point?
They do not say Lale Lulelo in the first game.
Really? Oh, I could have sworn.
No.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I guess not.
I'm almost positive they don't, because I was waiting. I was waiting for that.
Sounds so stupid.
Yeah, so there's a lot.
It sounds cool, actually.
Yeah.
Lale Lulalo.
Lale Lulalo.
So the entire tanker sequence sort of culminates with this confrontation that's sort of sparking up again elements of Metal Gear Solid 1. And honestly, this entire thing feels like addressing the threads that didn't get tied up at the end of Metal Gear Solid 1, right? Like, because Metal Gear Solid 1, again, it's pretty... That ending we all felt was like, oh, this feels like an ending. Like, this feels like final. Obviously, we know that there was setup for a sequel because of Ocelot and all that, but, like, we get, like, a lot of follow-up pretty directly to stuff that you wanted to see, Kevin, with, like, Otacon and Snake, and continuing the storylines, and picking up with him again, and, again, addressing the one member of Foxhound that walked out of there alive. So, are you, like, surprised we're just, like, diving into that? Because, like, as much as I love the beginning of this game, I don't know if it really feels like a beginning, more of like a well, yeah, we're jumping right in the middle, of course, but it's like sort of addressing directly things from Metal Gear Solid 1.
I love that.
Yeah.
Personally, I think it works really well. Like, okay, I'm gonna throw a kind of a deep one. So it reminds me of when I would watch Agents of Shield as they came out. Right, the episode right before Age of Ultron, Coulson's like, "Oh yeah, I sent the Avengers to this like castle type shit, whatever in the snow," and then later that week I go to watch Age of Ultron, and like boom, they're like doing the mission that Coulson said they were doing. Like little things like that. What did Coulson send them? Coulson mentions that they're out in that whatever the hell region. Yeah, so like I personally like when they pick up and throw you right in where you left off and like where and what you want to see is like happening right now. I get how like I guess if you had played it back then and like you didn't play MGS in 3 years, that could be a little disorienting, I guess. But I dig it, and it definitely felt like almost like a reimagining of like the first episode that we did of Longplay, where we get an intro to this whole thing and we have a conversation with Ocelot at the end. You know what I'm saying? Like it was a nice mirroring of it. That I liked. Yeah,
that's a good observation.
Yeah, I like that.
Next week is gonna be so fun.
I know. So, because I think the opening of this game is really strong. I think it's one of the best openings like in any game, honestly.
Hell yeah,
totally.
Hell yeah.
But I think I'm mainly just wondering, were you surprised? Because like. I feel like Metal Gear Solid 1 has a lot of build up to that intro, right? It's like, hey, Colonel's like debriefing Snake on all the stuff's going on. You're sneaking through this initial area, and then you're learning with Snake as it goes on. Like, were you just like surprised? Like, I wasn't saying like, oh, this is a bad thing. Do you like it or not? But like picking up and it's like, hey, we're addressing all the questions Kevin had about what is Metal Gear Solid 2. After seeing the end of 1, almost immediately.
Okay. I feel like you reorienting that question is remind me of like the FF7 remake that never got the light of day, where you're trying to ask me questions that I think like, are trying to like I think I see what you're doing. Or maybe you're just asking questions.
I know, I'm just asking you as an intro to a game. Were you surprised that it's like, hey, this is kind of an epilogue to a lot of story beats? To like begin a new game, It's like, it feels like sort of the way we're doing this of like, we're going through it as chapters. Like, it doesn't really feel like this is a new beginning aside from the technical stuff. It's like picking up narratively as a new chapter, kind of.
No, not really. I don't know. Like to me, it worked. I was in. I liked it. I think the last thing I want to bring up as well, that like how it ties to the end of MGS1 and the beginning of MGS2 is I think Ocelot, as he's taking Metal Gear away, right? He's talking with the president at that point, which I think is the same dialogue that they used at the end of MGS1. Right at the very, very end when they hit that audio, I think that's the same conversation, right? That they're having.
Like the same exact conversation.
Yeah. Like when he addresses the president, like is that the same audio? So like is that what they were teasing at the end of MGS1? Like is that phone call with Ocelot and the president?
Oh, I always thought phone call took place around 2005. To be honest,
I do too.
But I could be wrong.
That's what I thought. Like, but like, I don't know. I guess I could be wrong.
Yeah, there was a conversation here that made it seem like the president I know also I was talking to maybe wasn't the president at the time Shadow Moses was happening, or maybe it was. I don't know. Maybe we were just saying that early. I'm not really too sure.
Right, you were talking about of the president who got replaced, right?
Yeah.
So I'm wondering then if Ocelot, when he's, because the thing is, like, if you read directly the way he's talking in that conversation, it's very weird to have like that dramatic effect at the end of a conversation, like naturally, right? Where he's like, Mr. President. So I'm wondering if it's like, you know where I'm going, where it's like maybe it's like he's addressing him that way because it's like, we know where you're going. right?
Yeah, just got promoted.
Yeah,
Something.
like he's like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, Mr. President, you know, like Mr. Manager, like something like that, you know, like
Yeah.
it could be like, hey, we know this is all coming together. You're about to get your day in the sun, you know.
Yeah.
Because I think the timeline there would work out too. If a president got replaced 2 years into a term after 2005, right? That's what you're saying. They got replaced after 2 years, and then we're in 2007 now, new president.
Yeah, I could see that.
So I might be reading into that delivery a little too much, but I could see it work that way also, just to make it all make sense.
I love the way you read into that.
Thank
honestly,
you.
I can see it.
But yeah, I guess as we're wrapping up, because all that's really left is the big conclusion on the tanker.
So sick.
Yeah,
I love the cutscenes in this game.
yeah, they're really good.
They all look really great.
Side note: I love how extra the software is that they have when you're giving it icon the photos and like uploading them. Like it's just like it's so fucking fun. I was like, dude, this is fucking great. Like it looks so
early 2000s. I feel
it
like
looks so extra. It's so stupid, but I love it.
I like it's got like 4 failed login attempts before he finally gets in.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, I really like that. Also, I like that there's a timer also towards just like this entire thing because it is giving urgency. It reminds me of Resident Evil. Every good Resident Evil ends with a timer. But yeah, leaving off Kevin, like seeing the resolution of this initial location, I guess what are your expectations going into next week's segment or the next chapter of this game? Like what are you thinking? Where do we pick up? Where are we going? Because we know Snake and Otacon, they're working together. They're trying to track down what's left of the Metal Gear program here on this tanker and like seeing where that goes. What do you think we pick up with?
I mean, I assume this whole game is just a wild goose chase to catch up to Ocelot and Metal Gear Ray, you know. Like Ocelot is probably gonna, you know, recruit whatever is left. If there's more enemies with Foxhound, like we're just gonna get more of those, but I don't know, because it seemed like Foxhound was pretty much all that was dealt with in the first game, right? So maybe that, like, maybe we just get more Foxhound villains, you know, and yeah. Like what I'm expecting, like what the game shows right here is that, like, all right, the wild goose chase is getting Metal Gear Ray, you know, from Ocelot. There's the whole liquid arm shit, which, you know, I don't know if I have the mental capacity to like really think about that, but like I've landed Liquid's essence is in that arm. There seemed to be some sort of struggle, right? And like perhaps you know, eventually Ocelot's soul cannot combat Liquid's soul, you know. So eventually, like a liquid on a table, you know, it just overtakes the table, you know, and there's no wipes around, so it just
surface tension.
Yeah. Like I mean, it just like imagine like a spill, you know, that just keeps growing. You know, that's what I'm assuming is going on with Ocelot, perhaps psychologically, you know.
Sure.
So I think that's where I'm at. So like maybe like at the end, like you are fighting Liquid, it's just like in Ocelot's body, you know.
Yeah. I mean,
I think that's where I'm at. Yeah.
I like that you're having like arguments for this, at least, you know. You're not just like being like, oh yeah, it's because that think about what that is some wild things you're saying, but like I like the way your head's working here to try and make it make sense. But
he's almost convinced me at this point.
Yeah,
honestly. Yeah.
That's all. Like, and then like I guess there is the whole essence of fuck, what's his name?
David.
No, the action figure.
Raven.
And the Raven. Yeah. There is that whole thing. Fuck, is that Raven's arm?
Well, as you're thinking of that, Omar,
Yeah.
going into next week, you've said you're excited. I'm very excited as well. What do you think next week you want to be focusing on in your playthrough the most? Like, is it a mechanic? Like the location? Like, is there something like as specific as you'd like to be? Is there something that you want to pay attention to next week? The way that, you know, in previous weeks, you, me, and Jack revisiting Metal Gear Solid 1 have been like, oh, maybe the way some certain characters treat me, stuff like that. Like, what do you think your attention's going to lay to next week?
So yeah, this is my first time actually replaying this game.
Oh wow. Okay.
So yeah, there's a lot I'll be looking out for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no comment, I guess. I'm looking forward to it a lot. Honestly, I'm really looking forward to hear what Kevin thinks.
Wait. I had a brain meet still. Hold on, wait a minute. I think Raven says something to the effect of like at the end of MGS1 when he's like, you know, being eaten or whatever, that like, hey, I will always be watching you. I'll always be, you know, looking upon you, Snake, right? So, damn, maybe that is fucking Raven's arm, right? And maybe that's why they tease him with the action figure thing. But why is he posing as Liquid? But is that just to fuck with Snake?
He's got a history doing that. That's all I'll say.
You know what I'm saying? Damn.
Kevin,
Yeah.
real quick.
I have my eyes closed, by the way.
All right. You mentioned Foxhound. Maybe we'll see some more Foxhound members. Can you list off some new Foxhound member names that you'd like to see? Like, you know, we've had Psycho Mantis, Decoy Octopus, Sniper Wolf. I don't know, Vulcan Raven.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Okay.
No.
Yeah. Furious
any
Turkey,
of that.
something like that.
I think like they could do like a Scorpion. I think maybe. I think that might that'd be one.
Rabbit.
Yes.
Yeah. Parappa the Rappa. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Interested, intrigued. Many thoughts, gentlemen. Many thoughts.
Omar,
I'm gonna look at you guys now. Okay, what's up?
Okay. You bringing that up actually reminded me that for next week's episode, I'll have our code names that we were awarded for the end of Metal Gear Solid 1 as Lothars. But yeah, I'll co-sign everything you said. Very interested. I'm gonna have a careful eye out for again, the way I did with Metal Gear Solid 1, looking for details that I might not have picked up on before. So I have one more question, and I also have an IGN guide pulled up. So this is how we broke out the first game. I think tentatively we can chunk out what next week is going to be, because for the next area, it's broken up into part 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If we're gonna
is that the rest of the game or like,
yes.
or like just this part? Okay, the rest of the game. Okay.
So if we're gonna attempt to go for 4 episodes the way we did before, we can play it by ear if we have to change something. But the end of part 2 is a boss fight with a character. Omar, do you think it's fine for me to say the name of the character?
I almost really don't want you to say it.
I know.
If not, hey, we don't have to.
Okay.
If you guys could just like Jack provided me a screenshot of like, hey, when you see this wall of text, you're done. You know,
it's the guy with the rollerblades, right?
Yes.
Rollerblades, I can do.
Yeah.
Okay, so end with the boss with the rollerblades.
Yes.
Which is at the end of part 2 of whatever the section where. Okay.
Once you defeat Rollerblade guy, then you can pause, and we can adjust if we have to. Because I forget how much cutscene there is, but.
Like, Christian, if there's any other boss you want to say the names of, I would let you, but this is the one boss.
I know.
You can't.
I know.
End with the final boss at the end of part 2, whatever the fuck that means.
Well, that's just the way IGN broke it up. They have it split up into 6 parts.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And Christian, I would like for that, you know, all the the last few hours of that game to be one episode. I guess.
Yes.
Like whenever that starts, that's a whole episode.
Yeah, so I think we can probably maybe chunk that out to an extra one, or make the next two longer, so the final episode's just the final ending of the game. But...
And like, do we have like a ballpark of like hours as well? I know that one's pretty hard to guesstimate. Because these games are getting longer, so I was like, okay, if we need to split up the streaming days, right, and like do the first half of the section of the week, on like Saturday or whatever, and then second half on Wednesday or whatever,
Yeah, I mean, I think the cutscenes get longer.
I think to be safe. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, I was gonna say, I do feel like the game's easier than Metal Gear Solid 1 was on Very Easy, so I don't know.
Maybe to be safe, chunk out like 3 hours.
Yeah, okay.
I think that's probably safe. But my final question before we wrap up, the title, Metal Gear Solid 2: Sons of Liberty. Kevin, what do you think of the title? Like, the first one was just called Metal Gear Solid, and now we have a subtitle. We have a number and a title. So like, what's
now
up?
we go back to the ARM, right? Because now we have an ongoing investigation with this ARM. I have opened it up, guys. You're welcome. So with this ARM, we have two primary suspects. One, we have Liquid, which is, I guess, referred to as a son of Big Boss, along with Snake, right? So that's the clear tie there. The other one is Raven. He's also a part of the ARM investigation, which I'm not 100% sure how he ties into the whole Sons thing, but there is that, right? So, honestly, not a lot of development in the Sons investigation. Yes, we have opened up a Sons investigation. You're welcome. So in the Sons investigation, not much there other than like Liberty. We're in New York, right? So that's a confirm. That could be something too, Lady Liberty, the melting pot, if you will. My family came to Ellis Island as well, like many others, right?
Okay.
To seek liberty, right? So there is something there with starting in New York, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, and so that is a development, the liberty aspect. Maybe it ties into New York, where we're at right now, But yeah, the Sons part, I still just got like Big Boss. The two clones are Snake and Liquid, as far as I'm aware.
Well,
so I think that's where we're at. Yeah.
Well, you remember the end of Metal Gear Solid 1, Ocelot says they didn't know you were a third one, right?
Oh shit! Yeah, what is it, like Solidisius or
Solidus? He calls him
Solidus. Okay, yeah, there is that. So there's now a triplet. I think.
I believe he calls him the apex of them, or like he says like you're the true best one or something like that. Remember, because like there was that conversation. And
well, I thought that he was talking about Liquid there, right? Because remember when like I was like, oh shit, like didn't like Liquid was saying that, oh my god, like you got all the best genes, but then it turns out that like, oh shit, Liquid had the best genes and like Snake was the wimp, Yes,
but I think Ocelot also says something of like, nobody knows you were the third and the best, or something like that.
So he's talking to an unknown individual that he's aware of. So there's okay.
Well, he's known. He's named. He calls him Solidus.
Well, yeah. I mean, like,
and then he calls him Mr. President. So. And none of this is a spoiler. I'm just reminding you about the end of Metal Gear Solid 1.
Yeah. Okay. I'll. Those are in the investigation files.
That's Stu.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
Can I mention one thing?
Sure.
There's that quote we were told to let off on about like nuclear weapons and computers were both developed during World War II and grew up together or something like that. I'm getting that quote wrong. I'm butchering it, but I love that quote. Computers are fucking scary. And I'm excited.
Absolutely. Well, honestly, I'm jealous of Jack because I if I didn't know what this conversation was and I could just have a chance to listen to it, that would be just peachy. I'd love that. But,
Damn.
Yeah.
Before, so we're wrapping up. Kevin, before next week, I guess final thoughts on the opening of Metal Gear Solid 2, Sons of Liberty, and where can people find you?
That intro was hype. Big fan. We have a lot now. We have a lot of investigations going. We got a lot of note cards, so we're gonna be, following this whole thing. We have the Armed Conspiracy, the Sons Conspiracy, the Liberty Conspiracy. So we'll see how it goes. Hey, I'm just happy that I'm doing it all with my boy Otacon. Back to back homies saving the world from Metal Gear. Mm-hmm. That's dope. Where's Mei Ling? I don't know. Where's the rest of the gang? I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. Having Otacon and then Otacon save, I low key miss Mei Ling. I'm gonna say it. So hopefully, what was that?
It's cute when he tries to give quotes too, though.
Yeah. That's like, okay, like you read a book, Three Musketeers. I get it, but you're no Mei Ling. Mei Ling was giving me some real advice, honestly. So hopefully we get Mei Ling back. Maybe I don't know where she is, but yeah, you can follow, of course, spoiler freeze in the chat. Spoiler free Metal Gear Solid streams on Wednesdays primarily. If our sections of play gets longer, I don't mind splitting up over 2 days. We'll see how that goes. But we're also streaming Ratchet and Clank as well. So maybe when Ratchet and Clank ends, if we need to elongate those stream periods, we'll probably do that over multiple days. That used to be Ratchet and then Metal Gear. We might do 2 Metal Gear days or whatever. Yeah, youtube.com/says PlayStation Source. You can watch on there. If you missed it live, the playlist is public, so you can watch it there. But the actual stream VODs are unlisted. So you can check out the public playlist to access those unlisted episodes there as well. They're all nice and organized on the channel, so you can check it out there. And content-wise, Tabletop Podcast as well is going up. Videos as well. I have some things that I want to talk about the long-lost Tifa chapter of Remake that we could get in the remake. That's coming up. Ratchet and Clank stuff. Making videos about that. Factions as well. A lot of good stuff in the world of PlayStation. And Twitter at PSSourceVids. So you can definitely I'm stressed out now. These investigations kind of got me stressed out. I'm not gonna lie.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, yo.
Yeah, maybe
I'm stressed out.
Omar, would you recommend perhaps if Kevin is prioritizing the Metal Gear playthroughs now as streams, would you suggest maybe if he is considering doing them on multiple nights or something, maybe starting the next episode sooner than later? Maybe.
How do you mean? You want?
Because you start next Wednesdays when you play again, right, Kevin?
Yeah.
I don't know. Was anyone spoilering you in the chat yesterday or anything like that?
No.
Okay.
No. I now start the streams with pinning the chat hey, no spoilers, guys.
Okay.
And I got mods on that duty, So yeah.
Okay.
And everyone's very much aware that I'm a first time of the series.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I think you're fine. I still think this game is hard to spoil in a lot of ways, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of it's just unbelievable. Yeah, I think you should be fine.
Okay.
I will say I'm personally I want to play some more of this game right now.
Mm-hmm. Same.
I kind of think, what if we did a 3-episode podcast? Maybe we just mowed through it. Can't stop thinking about this game.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I understand.
Yeah, I was upset when I saw that screenshot. So just to be clear, I wrote in my notes. So we're gonna end next episode. There's gonna be a final boss that I encounter that has rollerblades. Mm-hmm. Does the game say this is part 1 and part 2? No. Okay. So
doing.
Does it have clear dividers? Will I know, or is that just an IGN thing?
No, but we can divide this game almost like the Foxhound structure we did in the last one. I feel like. you know.
Yeah, I think it was weird this week, but I think moving forward, there are clear divisions of like, hey, you will be able to end on a boss fight, and maybe just some weeks will be longer based on cutscenes or not. Like episode 3 of this show of the season maybe that one's a little longer if we chunk it out so the ending is all condensed in one episode. Like I think it's pretty straightforward. It's just for the sake of like the programming, it might need to be retooled a bit. But you'll know when to stop. You'll very clearly know.
So the boss with rollerblades. Yes. After that, we're done.
Yes.
Yes.
Cool. Omar, where can everybody find you?
Yeah, twitch.tv/ohmsachef. I stream old video games. I don't know what I'm doing right now, but check it out. There'll be stuff, I'm sure.
Very nice.
Also Twitter, ohmsachef there too. I just got ambushed by some people from my high school. I feel like I've blown my cover up, but yeah, check it out. I put some tweets out sometimes.
Nice.
Yeah, thank you.
You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, ChunTD2. This show, like I mentioned at the top, is available on youtube.com/joyclicks for the video version, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, same podcast feed as Metal Gear Solid 1, and all future Longplay Club seasons will be listed under. Metal Gear Solid 2, though, on YouTube will be in a different playlist just to make it clean, but the Longplay Club will be persisting. And if you want to get involved further, just again, youtube.com/joyclicks, a bunch of stuff, a bunch of links there you can check out. All of our stuff is in the description of these episodes. And Joyclicks on Twitter as well for updated schedules of everything. But I think that's going to wrap it up. So, I think once again, as a sign-off, the best is yet to come when it comes to Metal Gear Solid 2. Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong. You're so right.
Okay.